Peace, guys. Hello. I got this super bad vibe. Um, I heard this vibe before. I've had it in this neighborhood pretty strong. So say strong. Say 100% is max. I've had it in this neighborhood, 90 something percent. Uh, I've had bad vibes from being around my relatives or hearing from my relatives. That one is getting closer to 100%. This neighborhood is like 80% bad vibe on a regular basis. I mean, it usually doesn't go down that much. Everywhere in the world is like 50+% bad vibe that I've been, everywhere that I've been. Um, Relatives, I get the sense of impending doom. I usually get that feeling when something gets shipped or that I miss a call or something. And that'll be like, it won't be 100. I think 100% is probably some of the narcissistic people I associate it with. I'm going to assume that there would be like 110% like really bad vibe. I'm getting this bad, tastes like bad. I don't know how to explain it. It's really bad too. It's really bad. I gained a lot of weight, guys, which is also really bad. It's not just something about doing something remote. Like the biggest thing I can be doing for myself remote is working my clinic and working my eBay store. When I'm not remote, I'm like in my home office, aka my bedroom, which is super small. I don't even know if we're gonna get a queen bed up here. I don't know how people do king. I don't know how they get the box. They can do two bottoms or two tops or whatever. Two bottoms, I think. Oh yeah, two bottoms, and then the strong guys have to smush. Our stairs is so stupid. I do not want to have a house like this. If I buy one or design one, you go up and it's a sharp corner and it's a low ceiling, and there's nowhere to like bring furniture up here and turn. And we have to take stuff apart. I mean, all our furniture is small, except for like two things because I had like 90s cars, which have big trunks. And the only furniture we get would be free furniture off the side of the road or the Goodwill. And they would have to fit, or Target in a box, they'd have to fit in those cars. So I wondered why all our furniture was like 2 feet high. And then I got this car, and the seats fold down, but the top is narrow, more narrow than the bottom. So it's like, you can't really fit something big like that in there. The biggest thing I put in was a manual, like, shuttle, sewing machine and a kid's bike. And that was like the extent of that. Because all the house was so filled, I had to do my steps. So I went for a walk yesterday in my flats, and it sucked so badly. And because my flats don't fit, and I haven't got any freaking. My dating life and my friendship life is like going in the toilet. But again, God told me with this one guy I like, work on that relationship and your own self. And that relationship was first, and then myself actually came second. So yard work, housework, exercise, doing my hair, which I hardly ever do my hair. I used to sit around and so 11176 steps, 11,176. My legs are so sore. So today's my Friday. I still have to go into work. I don't even know when. It's 9:30. I woke up before my daughter woke me up. To play with my phone. I didn't have a lot of action. Um, I met a guy that I'm friends with. We're not a couple. And I'm like, maybe, like, yesterday I had this heart drop feeling. Oh my god, I don't know what a healthy relationship looks like. Um, I had this heart drop feeling because I weigh over 142 pounds. And it is, like I said, a 15-pound weight gain since last summer. And most of it has been since my dehydrator broke. So I gotta go to the store to get kale. dehydrator and start eating vegetables and salads instead of all these nuts that you see me eating. I've gone through so many nuts. That dehydrator breaks, I don't get the salty vegetables or the eggplant bacon. So I have a new one. I had it for like 2 months and I haven't, at least a month, I haven't even took it out of the, I took it out of the box finally this week, but I took it out of the bubble wrap. So that is a big problem. I just kind of want to stay home this weekend and take care of the stuff. But to tell you the truth, I want to plan and do something else. To tell you the truth, I just want to like be mellow. Like, did I go to Swedish last week? I don't think I went last weekend. Actually, I think. Let's see. Oh yeah, because I only hung out. I hung out with this guy for like an hour, 2 hours this past week, and I'm like, that's not enough time. I am like, I'm somebody who needs like time. I don't know if my clothes really weigh 4 pounds, so I might. So I would if my clothes weigh 4 pounds, I'm just under 140. But I took detox tea last night at work, and I'm gonna have to do like more of that cleansing stuff. And I hate this. When the last time this happened, I was doing a lot of sliced almonds, and I had to quit the sliced almonds. And I was trying to quit almonds forever, but I needed the protein or something. And God's like, hey, you're eating those almonds now. You're eating a lot in that oil, and you're like getting stuff done. You're like throwing the laundry in, you're doing yard work, you're like, cleaning the animal cages. Like, what were you doing? You're low calorie. Not really low calorie because I bumped up my calories. I was like, what were you doing? Well, lying in bed. I'm still laying in bed. Why? Because I'm super sore. Like, I'm super sore from that walk yesterday. Part of it is the shoes, and part of it is, like, I walk and then I work. And some of those steps would also be carried over from the day before, which is stuff I forget about. If I work till 2 a.m., I have 2 hours of the day before stuff, so my balance is really off. So I'm going to play Hearthstone, read my book. I want to talk about sugar babies, and I'm going to try to put that in the description or the title. It's clickbait. No. Hold on. Oh, shoot. What I want to say about it is my experience because these people online ugh, are getting all of these dates and all of these um, arrangements and all of these always having boyfriends, and I still ultimately have been single since 2000. Sorry, since 2004, and I also haven't dated a new person since 1997. Or sorry, 1990. Did I say 97? Yeah, 97. And it wasn't even dating. I just kind of fell into a. When you thought I fell into an engagement with someone that I was terrified of because I thought I was gonna get raped and killed by this guy who was in a drunken state when I met him. And so I copied the sugar baby's words of looking for someone generous and dating. And she said she was dating these guys and didn't say she wanted a sugar daddy. I said, gee, I don't know about a relationship right now, but I could use money, is what she said. And I was like, this lady is like a witch or something. She can look at someone's eyes and be like, hey, give me 4,000 a month, give me 2,000 a month. Oh, like we're on online dating websites. Well, these people, the reason I'm talking about it, the sugar babies dating. I was gonna do the stuck one. Sugar babies. So I did the okay. Dating partners, friendships, relatives, and self relationship, God relationship. So I joined these websites, and the African American woman says, "Well, I haven't gotten anything from this website, and I've been on this website 9 months. It's one dating website. I have gotten a couple messages every couple months, a couple of views here and there. I got some free boost. I think on Valentine's Day, not Valentine's Day. I don't know when it was, some holiday, and that made my views go up. Or even sure as heck no, but these guys did not text or message me, and I had some reviews, or sorry, some favorites. And I would try to start a conversation. Hey, how's it going? I heard nothing back. So these guys out here in Portland, a lot of these guys on the different dating sites, they might like or favorite you, but they don't talk, they don't message me, or if I message them, they totally ignore it. So how's that going to lead to dating? So it's unfortunate that there is a statistic that talks about black women and Asian men are least likely to get dates, according to the study on Match. And on Match, I don't even pay for it, so I'm not going to get any dates because I'm not able to send messages or see messages. I might go to see them. I feel like I don't want to be a statistic. Statistically, single mothers have daughters that are pregnant underage and sons that are in jail. Most of the people that I know who are in jail or went to jail or were pregnant before they were 18, unwed teen mothers, were most people I know were like white people, actually, that had two parents or weren't raised by a single mom. Isn't that weird? There may be a big statistic, and I live in a different type of hood. I don't live in like a Compton's Project hood. That might actually be nicer than mine. Where society just swallows these families up to the bowels, you know, the sewage of society, you know. Like, yeah, that I grew up in a family that I had both parents, and I wanted to escape the reality of the abuse of society and racism on me, and abuse on my family on me. And I was in poverty. There was two parents working professional jobs, and I just wanted to have sex with people because that was like another high or another control. I realized I don't really get off having sex. Like, unfortunately, I have had some fun in my life, even sober, but it doesn't like like give me an explosive rush. Like, people, like, guys don't seem to have the patience to work my body the way I want it worked, and I just shut my mouth, and that unfortunately is puts me like, it's either like, hey, do this for me. If you don't, you're a jerk, or I'm gonna go somewhere else. Because it's like I'll do a lot for men, and they'll just totally like kick back, put their feet up, and then even if they don't want to do anything that day because their body's like, okay, recharge, I gotta just chill. I frequently don't say, hey, she did this for me, let me return the favor. And like, cause sometimes you're not getting any reciprocal stimulation. Like, you're giving out a massage all the time as a massage therapist, and you're gonna get paid, but you could give your buddies a massage all the time, and you could be completely all tight knotted, your back stressed out, and and not have somebody your friend or your boyfriend, like, not have somebody just rub you and touch you and make you feel up, and, like, then it's like you just wear yourself out, and you give and give and give, and you don't get in return. Nobody will even, like, oh, I gave you an hour massage every week for 52 weeks, and you can't even, like, rub my neck for, 10 minutes. Like, that's how I found a lot of people are like. And watching that lady, named Pretty Woman on YouTube, she's got so many views. I'm kind of jealous that all these YouTube sensations are such sensations. And she talks about, and my friend at work talks about, your life is the way it is. Be very cautious. Your life is the way it is. She says hers is dealt with luck, but she's very beautiful, and her voice is nice. So I think that trumps a lot of stuff. That gives you a direct opening to a lot of opportunities. Beauty, being extremely beautiful, and then being sexy on top of that. If you can do it classy, that's just gonna be like a power. Like, that's something that I am not able to do, as far as beauty or sexiness. Um, I have like water tears in my eyes because as a teenager, it was like strive to be beautiful, and I didn't say, "Oh my God, I'll do anything to be beautiful. I'll get plastic surgery. I'll do this. I'll do this. I'll wear a weave." I didn't even really know what a weave was, and people always like, "Is your hair real?" I'm like, my hair is like so short and damaged. Like, I don't think anyone would spend time putting fake hair that looks like that in their head. I mean, I saw a lot in had to weave. In Portland, by white people. I I think part of me, and I feel the wisdom of my youth, and I'm shocked. Part of me, it was because blacks, I was told, or the world told me, is a black female, you're unattractive. As a black female, you're unvalued and you're unloved and you're not going to be nurtured and you're not going to be taken care of, whether by a boyfriend or a husband or your family or society or whatever job you have. You're just going to be like a slave, but almost worse than a slave. Being treated like your livestock when you're a slave, and you're valuable to the farmer, and that's what gets him his money so that he can be super rich and pass it to his white wife and his white children, even though he may have a black lover and black children. The reality of it is, if I was the descendant, I feel like my grandma's side, on my mom's side, would be house slavey and light, like a lot of lightness in them. And I feel like if we were, let's say there was a Mr. Green who is a slave owner, and his family and his kids, his his white offspring, like they have a plantation. The slaves made him a millionaire, multimillionaire back in the 1800s, and he passes that on to all his descendants, and his kids all are well off, old money. But he has a black mistress, and she has kids with him, and you're basically just thrown out of slavery into Jim Crow laws and into the streets, having to fend for yourself and like be segregated and all this stuff. Like, see, like, and you're like, go to college and you're like light skinned black, or you're black. And you look at this other guy, and you both have the last name Green, and you're like, oh, it's weird. That person's eyes and jawline and nose look similar to mine, and that literally could be your long, 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 long lost cousin. And that you could be like, oh, they're black, they're here on what's the thing where they affirmative action, and they're here on a scholarship, and they're on welfare, and the government's going to pay for their housing, That guy is his family actually worked hard. They have money, and they actually are smart and went to good schools, and their family took care of them, and they played freaking lacrosse. But the black guy's family did all the work on the plantation as slaves, and were either raped or mistress, you know, illegitimate children that got sent through from slavery to segregation to racism to inequality. And this guy got passed on money that these cotton pickers or whatever fields they had and house slaves did for this Mr. Green. But this guy is esteemed, bravo, bravo, kids, the best tennis champion, playing lacrosse, owning horses, all that stuff, owning plantation land. Like, oh, this was passed down from us, from our, long lost great 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 grandfather who was a slave owner. But this person, I'm not saying just because they're black, they're on welfare, but it's like people are going to assume, like, oh, their mom spread their legs and had sex with all these men. Don't even know who the father of this kid is, Jamal or whatever. And then it's like, well, and then she's on welfare sitting there. She got broken family. She's on crack. Prostitute her body, and she's not even buying formula for her baby. She's buying more crack, and the kid's drinking, food stamp, freaking Diet Coke through a bottle, to the side of, some cardboard box because they don't have freaking, what do you call it, bed or playpen for the kid or whatever. And then you're just like, maybe that happens, but it's like, think about where that old Southern wealth comes from. The hands, these black hands, our ancestors, did those crops, and planted those plants and had babies and were whipped because we had to do so many bags of cotton before sunset, and we're sitting here with a nanny mama, birthing our kid, and we're getting whipped during contractions because she's down there trying to catch the baby, and I'm delivering the baby, still trying to pick cotton because my bag's only half full, and I'm getting whipped. And I read these stories when I was studying to be a doula, and we did it through a primarily black, predominantly supposedly black, but in Portland it still ended up like half black and half white classes. I didn't know that stories. I didn't know about lynch mob castration and all these things that people witness because they were black and they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. They didn't do anything because their skin color they were targeted, or because their skin color they were excluded. So in the dating game, I feel it really hard. Core. I've met 4 people in a year on online dating in person. 4 bloody people. I've had a lot of people say, not a lot, I had less than a handful of people say, come to my house, come to my apartment, there's my address. Or I've had people say, come pick me up and bring me to your house after work. And I was like, oh, heck no, stranger. Like, could you imagine though if I did have like an actual house where I could, even with the kids in here, where I could bring, like, what, see, I had this house. Let's imagine it. Let's imagine it. Let's imagine, and I've done this before and I made it worse. Let's imagine my room is all clean, the eBay stuff's all in the closet with the door shut, or put it, clean up all the linens out of there and put eBay completely in that closet. Nobody uses this closet. There's some hand towels in there. Like, just throw the freaking hand towels away. Who cares? Actually, we could get a little wall shelf like this one. Move this little wall shelf out there and just roll up some hand towels and just stick them on there because we don't have that many. We have like 6. Um, we have our vintage ones, and just, yeah, that's an idea. If I clean out all the linens that we don't use, that whole closet would probably hold all my eBay stuff. I don't. A lot of these crates are half empty. I slowly sell stuff, and it ticks away. But I feel effects in jobs. I feel effects in dating. I feel effects in friendships. I feel effects in not being valued now. there is it's like a positive or negative feedback response, and I don't remember the terminology from med school, but it's even the um, the nervous system. You have something going from my mind to my fingers saying, snap your fingers. And then I have something from my fingers to my mind saying, oh, that hurts. Like, I haven't done that a lot. That hurts. So I have the efferent and afferent channels going directly from here and split second down my arm to my spine to my brain. And there's signals and messages. That's very, very intricate. That is very sophisticated. That's almost miraculous. That is miraculous. God made it that way. You put your hand on the stove on accident. You're just I did that. I was talking to my mom and it was hot. I burnt my hand. You pull it back. I got in a car accident. I couldn't feel heat, but I could feel pain. So it was more time that I would get hurt. I would feel the heat because it's like, because you learn your lesson as a kid. You get close to something. It's hot. You're like, wait, that's hot. I'm like, I tap stuff at work before I take it to the sink. It's like going out in the world and saying, "Oh, I could do anything." I watched these shows on TV, and kids were in this thing, and some of them went to NASA, and some became doctors, and some became veterinarians, and some of them became gardeners or farmers. And you're like, "I have this dream. I have this dream." And you go to school and you follow the path, and you get all this paper and books back in the 80s, 90s that says what classes it take to get into the colleges, what colleges are veterinary or medical. I chose Michigan State. I didn't even know they had a medical school, but I knew that they were like the only one around that had a veterinarian school. And I didn't know about prereqs. I didn't know about take these classes so that you could apply to graduate school. I didn't know anything. And you go, yes, I'm gonna do what the paper says. You do this. You gotta work, and you're gonna make back then, 72,000 a year. It's like I don't care about the money. I just want to work. I want to help people or animals or whatever, and or the environment. And um, let's say remote, and I'm gonna ask my friend remote in an office. I feel like people crush your dreams. They don't let you buy houses. They say we're not going to sell to your kind. They're not going to rent to your kind. On the phone, they didn't know I was black. Oh yeah, you sound like an excellent candidate. People searching me online more and more now. Back when I was homeless, and I did have a bachelor's degree and some experience doing volunteer work after the space after I weaned my son. So I basically nursed 3 years in a row. So that break between college and that time was I was a stay-at-home mom, pregnant and nursing, and then that was 4 years, and that was pretty much the exact time until I applied for jobs. And then right after I finished nursing, I started volunteering, got back into school. I couldn't get a job, and they always asked for a photocopy of my driver's license. So I have this horrible picture, and I'm black, and so they could say, oh, well, shoot, I hate when I accidentally almost text somebody. I'm like, well, they're not supposed to discriminate based on your race, but they sure as heck do. And you see the look in their eye when they see you, and they're like, whoa, grin and bear it. It's like they're getting raped. It's like, oh my god, there's a black person in my office, and everyone around is white. Can't they see that this is not their place? It's like they're just bending down, saying, okay, get it over with and get out, so that I can get on with my life. Like you look like you get treated like you're the criminal and that you're invading their life, and you are invading their life because they don't want to integrate, you know. And it's like you just end up like the positive feedback with the rats. You push this button, you get a treat. You push this button, you get shocked. Oh, don't push that treat. Someone might like pain, so they might push that one. Some people, they did a rat study, and I think it was opioids. They had one button they pushed if they wanted opioids to get high, and they had two sets of rats, and one set was isolated and alone, and that set was given an opportunity to take this dope, and the other set had, I don't know, for some reason, you look this up and it will be like this. There was males and females together, and there was food, and there was toys, I think, but they also could have sex whenever they wanted, with their little friends running around and socializing. I think it was rat, and so they had the opportunity that opioids are dope. In the crowd that could have sex freely and play with their friends. I don't know if they had special food or toys. I don't remember the extent of it. Those social ones and the ones who could have sex whenever they want, they did less dope, if any. They might have avoided it. I think it was dope. I don't think it was like nicotine. I'm pretty sure it was like an opioid. But the ones that were isolated alone, they did the dope more often. And I think about that. Um, Listen to this. Hello, is there any sexy ladies who want to chat with this big teddy bear? I like to cuddle and play. Let's get naked together and see what happens. The first sentence, I was like, that's kind of creeping me out. But then, let's get naked together. I don't even want to think about that. Like, I could go out with someone if I think they're unattractive. Because, again, I'm considered unattractive. I've been told all my life I'm unattractive. So it's not all about looks. But I might see someone like, oh, God. And then I might see someone else and be like, I'm not that attractive. You can make me laugh and make me feel good. Or I might be like, I wonder if I'm attracted to this person or not. Or maybe their vibe, they might be like dirty or like, like I don't know, unkempt. Doesn't matter. Someone was freaking out because they were thinking that I thought their hair was shaggy, and I was like, dude, like that's the last thing I was thinking about. And I find it interesting people's eye colors, body type, smile, hair color. Like I think I find that fascinating. It's like looking at going through a museum, looking at a piece of art. Like you wanna look at the. I like looking at different colors, like matched up with people. Like I haven't dated Asian, or I've never dated Asian. Only dated one Hispanic, was Puerto Rican. That was in the 90s. And I've dated white people, and the white people have these various tones of skin, hair color, eye color combination, nose size, ear size, lip size, and chin. And I'm like, interesting. It's like looking at a piece of art. I don't know. It's like me, I'm black, my hair is dark and gray, and my skin is brown. My eyes are dark, boring. Like, it's like I don't know. It'd be weird, like Asian. Like, like if I was in Asia, I had my best friend, and I see all these girls with smooth, thick black hair. I'd be so confused. It's like I don't know, friends with people that are the redheads or the big curly head or like bushy natural blondes. I'm like, okay, I know that's my friend from far away. I know that's my friend, or short haired Eskimos with button noses and really tall Irish girls, or really lanky. I remember Kirsty was so, she had a really nice body. I wonder what her ancestry was. This guy actually has a freaking. Hey, this guy definitely has imaginary friends. I'm actually scared.
It's not funny. I like my Bugs Bunny onesie. This guy is firefighter. I've talked to a lot of firefighters, and I'm not a furry. I've talked to a lot of firefighters, and they totally like disappeared on me. I haven't had any actually go out with me. Daddy and Mac Daddies. What the heck is that? Should I look that up? That's kind of creeping me out. Ethically non-monogamous. Stay-at-home dad looking for a girlfriend. I hate this bald guys in bed picture. Like I'm done. I'm done. That just made me scared. It doesn't matter if you're bald. I don't want to point that out. What matters is you're in bed and you're taking a picture for the whole world to see, and someone like me just had a panic attack because of your picture. And what sucks about being a woman and being a guy, some guy would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna take a selfie right now. Send me a selfie." I'm like, dude, I look like this. I'm wearing my daughter's shirt, no bra underneath. I'm wearing a freaking apron. I probably have boogers in my nose. My hair's a mess. I am like half of yesterday's makeup on. And I've only slept for 5 hours, which is actually more than I usually ever sleep. And I'm like super hyper, can you tell? I'm gonna read for a few minutes and meditate for 10 minutes, and I'm gonna come back and tell you how I feel. Talking helped me to lower that sense of that evil. God's like, you gotta get out of this neighborhood. It's this neighborhood. It's this neighborhood. It's this neighborhood. Come in the animals to the animals dome downstairs, and dude, guys, I feel like a sitting duck out there. I don't know how to describe it. You did describe it. You feel like a sitting freaking duck. I came home at night and I'm out and awake, and then I'm up first thing in the morning. I'm up and awake. Like everybody else is asleep. Their kids are sleeping in. They're probably getting up, playing video games, eating Go-Gurt, and freaking, drinking 2 liters of soda right out of the container. Like, it was like, I remember those days while I was drinking chocolate milk during those days, and I would be like playing video games and go out to my yard. Like, my house was really nice as a kid, guys. Like, I almost want a house like that. Like, like elbow room. You have elbow room. You have storage room. You have outdoor space. But it's a lot of work. So I'm steering towards condo that has soundproof walls, and I don't want to buy an apartment. Like, I don't want to live in a where I hear this person flush their toilet. I hear these people having sex on the other side of the wall, and I hear, but it's like, well, what goes around comes around, because I've been in apartments and had smoked in apartments, and I had, you know, loud sex and people's townhouse or hotel, or actually, I don't know about hotel, an apartment. So I was like, Karma, please, Karma, help me. I'm doing better now. I thought I'm such a people pleaser that I'm like, I can't live in an apartment because I me and my son are so loud and we walk around at all hours of the day and night. I was looking for this. Actually, no, I wasn't. We walk around at night and play music, and I was doing verse work. I'm like, I'm gonna be coming and going and running around. And when I got Cheryl, I was doing births, and with the first birth I had, when I had my rabbit living here, I was running up and down the stairs back and forth, and I needed to get out of here fast. And he was just running around in his cage, like, what's going on? He was a baby. What's going on? It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. What's up? He's like, okay. He's like, and I was like, that must be what I look like. And the second time I went, he was just kind of like, okay, that was boring. Like, she just left. She, like, we didn't go anywhere. She didn't take me anywhere. Like, oh, I remember that with my kids too. Let's see. Oh, I finally got a wow alert. how are they gonna put the topping if I order them? Was that me? Date a visit. She helped me find a coupon when I was surprised that the price of food I ordered was too much. She also explained to me that how they gotta put the topping if I order them. Yay! I finally got a. This is my first Instagram. I see it. I gotta say you're welcome. This guy likes to. Sound out about people's lack of space bubble. This person standing my foot. Oh, standing my foot. Sorry, you're too close. My feet are supposed to be under my body, not your body. And my daughter says, "Those are people that have no sense in their body. Like, they take up a lot of space, and they're not big people." It's like, do they think that they're just gonna plow through? I don't know what she was saying. Like, I was like thinking that certain cultures, and they go, kiss on the cheek, Italians and Middle East, la 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 la. I gotta talk to, speaking of those type of people from my clinic, like soon. I'm gonna go do what I said. I'm gonna read and I'm gonna meditate and um, come back and tell you how I feel. But I felt like poor me, poor me, poor me. This is why people are getting all of these offers for dating or for men who actually pay them money or they're getting job offers. And I'm like, people, like, it's their privilege, their skin color, their beauty is getting them a lot of money. And the one thing I learned from it that I can not give up is the work they're putting in to get to that point. I could put in 3 times the amount of work that you put in so many resumes. Oh, I put in 30. Well, I put in 90. Oh, you got 30 callbacks? I got 0 with 90. Like, that could be, but to not give up and to put forth the effort. These people don't necessarily just raise their hand out. In the Jesus movies, one guy gives Jesus an apple and the other guy gives the apple. Or Jesus gives the apple to the beggar. You could put your hand out and get stuff, or not get stuff, but put in the effort. And I had this strong sense in talking to my coworker about maybe I am not getting 88 messages on online dating a day where I have to filter through and go on these bad dates and get abandoned, have someone, cuss me out, try to rape me, or someone who's like salt daddy or splendid daddy, or this and this and this. Maybe I'm not getting that. I'm not getting an opportunity like this. I got an email today. It's like, you're not meeting quality men because you're not meeting enough men. So you have to go out with more men in order to find it. But then I felt this strong sense of God doing the pre-weeding out of people that are wasting my time. And God doing a weeding out of jobs. I talked about all the stuff I found out about certain clinics and about certain practitioners. And I'm like applying to all these jobs and I'm not getting callbacks. And I'm like, wait a second. Maybe this is part. I gotta look and see what time I gotta work and send it to my daughter. Maybe part of this is God. Not maybe. I feel like God is doing that weeding through. Here's the 25th. For some reason, I thought it was the 20. Oh my god! Oh, I thought I had to be there at 4. 6. Yes, I'm so excited. Nisa loves 6. Okay, let's text my daughter on the tablet. I don't want to run errands, so I gotta go to sleep and get back up. What if I just don't sleep? Let me text her. I gotta go from phone to her tablet and my tablet to her phone. That's the only way I can communicate. Area 51 party. Join the party. But like, don't actually storm Area 51. What did I just do? I just joined Tinder. Area 51 2019. It has an alien and a spacecraft. I have to click on that. My boyfriend is gonna see that I was changing my profile. Oh, he's not my boyfriend. I'll just gotta start calling him my boyfriend. Because, like, I'm just gonna start calling him my boyfriend because I need a boyfriend, so. You don't know this. Excuse me, honey. You don't know this, but you're my boyfriend, so let's go. Like shackles. I thought one time this guy needed. I don't. I don't know if it's like kind of bondage stuff. Like I felt like I needed to wear a trench coat and have like the slick leather top. I had like a plastic one in the 90s. It was awesome. It was blue. Was it Zippo? It was blue like plastic. But it would match my patent leather document and be kind of like a little bit like this purse, the shininess of it, and it was a shirt. I think it had pockets. It was kind of short. That's when I had like a thin waist and stuff, and I was like, I just want to show up at his door with a coat and something like that, and then like lingerie underneath and a freaking whip, and be like, man, we need to play like like you're kind of effing with my mind a lot, and now it's my turn to be in charge, okay? Like, I get like that sometimes. Before I read this book for a few minutes and do my meditation, come back, one thing that I will tell you about being a raw food is the feeling that in my heart that it's not about that God could be protecting me from some stuff that is something that I shouldn't be jealous of other people because these other people like, oh, you have light skin and blue eyes and bleach blonde hair or highlights, and you're gonna walk around and this cute body, and guys are gonna be like, ooh, ooh, but it's like you walk around, pat myself on the back, and then I walk around and I'm like, whatever, and then I meet someone, I talk to someone, like, oh my god, you're like super cool, like you're super chill and stuff. Like, we should hang out. Like, oh, yeah, yeah. And I should take these people up on it. Like, I got so good at feeling unwanted that guys, even recently, having, like, can you go out with me? You sound cute. What's your number? Or this or that. Or, oh, yeah, I'm flirting with you. Like, someone, like, literally at work said, I'm flirting with you right now. And I was just like, like, I'm used to being a doctor, so I have that patient doctor boundary line that you're not supposed to cross. But working in grocery stores and restaurants, I don't think that there's like that's not like a like a thing. You'd be like, oh dude, yeah, here's slip me a number, and it's not even about dating or having sex. It's about making friends and seeing what happens. Because some of these people actually already had partners and stuff. Someone's talking about online dating. A couple people are like, oh, I don't see any black women online. Or, I don't see any black women on Tinder. I was like, am I the only freaking black woman on Tinder in this area? I was like, I need to represent. I told my kids to represent with their brain. I need to get me some good. I have horrible shots. I need to get some good shots and represent. Raggedy Tina Turner, Mad Max. You just a raggedy man. And I'm just like feeling my heart. I went to yoga late and she scolded me because they were meditating and I was being as quiet as I can, and because I want to join in. And I meditate. There's always loud noises and banging and this and that. And laughing and talking in this place. So I was making like tiptoed noises and I was offended. But I was late and I was disruptive and I'm late and disruptive every week, so I'm not gonna go to that class anymore. But I felt like God, it's like doing this yoga and then learning Buddhist principles, and my daughter was like, oh my god, cult like behavior, herd mentality. I had this feeling and I had just started my period and it went really deep. It shook me like an earthquake. Like, you're like a goddess. Like, God saw me. You're like a goddess. You're beautiful. You're strong. And it's like, look around you. It's all white people. And they are giving you a dirty look because they want to be like yoga is. not for people like you, it's for people like us, or this. And so I'm gonna go to yoga of color, people of color yoga, and I hate having to be segregated, but I'm gonna check that out Saturday. I should go to farmers market or before I go to farmers market, and because it's at 10 instead of 9 or 9:15, and I feel like I'm gonna start crying. Oh, my boyfriend. Good so far. My boyfriend is texting me at 10:10. He wants to play. What's up? Boyfriend wants to play. I'm like, you gonna be my boyfriend? Imagine you talking about a whip. I felt God telling me, like, everybody looks at you and hates you or doesn't want to be your friend and tells you you don't know how to date and I'm better than you and I make more money than you and they don't know how much I make money and they don't know how intimate my relationships with these quirky men are because they're super freaking quirky, super freaking geeky, and they're freaking like over 40 hotties, dude. Like fit, wealthy, like cute, like playful, bashful, teasing me, sending emojis. I like emoticons personally, but I can do emojis. And then God told me all this stupid stuff about myself, like being a goddess and the earth mother. Like I think, like especially the do that and like think of black hippies, think about the herbs and the teas and the homemade creams and dance and incense and music at birth and family and holding hands and doing rubbing each other. We rubbed each other during the training so that we could practice when we were massaging a woman. It's like freaking so tired. I was gonna go to sleep. My friend's bored. If it's 10, that means he can't. It means he didn't sleep and he can't focus on his work. Because he won't. It's not just sex, guys. Want it's that wanting to talk to someone, being with somebody, a relationship, cuddling, touching, hugging, maybe to share meals together. You're just chit chatting about how your day is, whether it's good or bad. But when someone goes to their house to have sex or be intimate or to make out, it's like they go just for a booty call. You get community from your lover, not just like you could do a wham bam thank you man, but I haven't really done that except for when I was drunk. He's not responding. What's up? Delivered, not. He's probably driving somewhere. Not read. I don't want to judge the people. I get offended when there's things that's like set up for only blacks, but I'm gonna start going to this stuff. Part of it is like I kind of forget to put it in my calendar, but it's really necessary to build strength and community because when you integrate as a black person in a white community, these people will come up to you and tell you don't even know their name and they'll tell you what a piece of crap you are and how you don't know how to live your life and how you're the reason that you're a single mom, you're the reason that the society is down and that you suck at your job and you're it's like, oh, it's good that you're not working full time as a naturopath because you freaking people like you shouldn't be doctors. You should be doing service industry. You should be working, doing dishes in the back of some restaurant. Heck, you shouldn't even be getting tips as a waitress. Like you should be, on welfare, in a slum on crack. They like, go ahead and self destruct yourself. Go ahead and prove me right, and you gotta fight that. And fight that community where people say, I went to my Pizza Hut job and the boss at the time was black, and he introduced me to somebody who was also black. I don't remember. They were human, and he goes, let's introduce ourselves. He goes, I'm such and such, and I'm a black man living in a white world. And he spoke like I did. He was funny. He was left-handed. I think he was a Libra. He talked too much like I do. He was intelligent. And last I heard, he was going to school to be a medical assistant or a nurse or something like that. I was like, at least he'll make $28 an hour, you know. Maybe he saw me put that on my Tinder. He won't. He's thinking about me. I love him so much. God, I've been mad at him like last night. Like, my boyfriends are talking to me right now. Like, screw my friends that are women. At least the guys respond. Almost swore. Meditate and read. Read and meditate. But yeah, sense of community, God, you know, doing the namaste. I hate doing the namaste because I feel like everyone else is doing it. But as a Christian, I like to pray. So it's like, my dear God. But I feel a strength when I hear African Americans speak. And I hear that strength in their voice and that intelligence. I'm like, why the heck are you struggling? Or you might have made it big. Or you might look like you made it big. You start doing webinars and stuff. Experts, Conan Nanik talks about dating black women, beautiful black women, and he never dated a black woman. He never had a girlfriend as a black woman. I think he had sex with at least one. Maybe. I don't even know if he was making that up. And he talked about someone like ripping his clothes off on a date. And that's probably the only experience he has. But heck, he hasn't even dated any color woman because he didn't even start dating until he was like 40. Like, he's so bored. It sounds like a good thing. His picture just popped up right where I'm writing it, like really weird to me. I did some billing yesterday. Let's do this. Call me all week. I thought it was a promotion. Like, call about your business. And they didn't say that. I had trouble paying my bill, and it paid my home bill instead of my business. And I was like, oh, it's only $100. And now they're just like, you owe over $300 for June and July. I'm like, oh crap. And I just got a thing to shrink it down, and I'm like, oh my god. Because they was trying to charge me $174 in June. I was thinking, oh yeah, that promotion ended. Maybe they added that other one because I had called a couple months before. I was like, oh heck no, they didn't add another one. They took off all the promotion. Actually, they took off for a promotion when they changed my modem out, and I didn't ask for a new modem. And they took away my promotion, so they said that I signed up with a new deal because I called to activate the modem, which needed to be activated in order for the phone and the internet to work, and the fax machine. So I was like, oh my god, that's a scam. I didn't initiate a new contract. Um, and so now I gotta pay 140 something dollars, and I'm like, dude, this sucks. Like, I should have canceled the phone and got a fax that I should have sent the fax to my house and the phone to my cell phone. Like, just, but at the same time, I do plan on spending more time in the office. Last summer, I was supposed to do that. I didn't do it. I don't think I even spent like one day in the office. I spent like an hour in my office recently. Like, did like one chart and like after yoga or something, and then I went over and hang out with this guy. Um, So today I'm gonna go in the shower. This guy wants to hang out at 3:30, and my daughter wants to hang out at 3:30. So and he has to work, and I have to work. And my daughter wants me to run around and do crap, and I was like, this is freaking lame. Like on my days off, people can't stagger. Like if I have the same day off as this dude, why I can't stagger and we can do our exercise and stuff and come back together and hang out and stagger around my kid's schedule. Like I'm tired of like 3:30 to 5:30 sounds like a good idea, or 5:15 he wants to watch a movie, and I'm like, that sounds great, but my freaking bratty kid wants to do stuff. So I'm like, will he? He didn't even contact me. Oh God, I just got another text from some dude. Um, I was like, someone on Instagram was like, give me your number to text. Other option. Telephone conference break. Or kid walks. He wants my kid to walk so bad. He is so jealous. My kid. It's my life though. If I want to party and watch a movie and take a nap at my buddy's house, I should be able to do that before work. Here's what I'm thinking. He said 1, I was thinking 12. It's 11. I think I should jump in the shower and just be ready. Because yesterday I should have done that. And my kid wanted to buy a phone. I was like, dude, I gotta get straight home, take a shower, get home by 4, take a shower, and get to work by 5. Like, leave at 4:30. I left. Was that yesterday that I left 15 minutes late? I left the day before. I had to do the same thing, and I left like I was working from home. I don't know. I'm gonna put this on my forehead. I don't even like the smell. Um, Kaleidoscope Yoga. The same lady who teaches the people of color yoga or humans of color. It's like, what if I would do goat yoga now? I was like, yeah. I don't think they're allowed to do my companion animal yoga. Um, the same lady is like doing the kaleidoscope, which I think you're doing yoga with groups and making shapes with other people. And there's no way that this is straight sandalwood. It's got to be mixed with something. I cannot read the label. It doesn't smell very strong. Okay. I can't tell him to tell me to make my kid walk. These men all tell me like, dude, your kids are brats. Like these guys tell me. This one guy's like, my wife. I tell my wife this. I tell my wife that. I tell my wife this. I tell my wife, don't take the kids. Don't carry them. Blah blah blah. Like, well, I'm not married, so it's kind of like freedom. Like, because I wouldn't mind sharing responsibility. My kid's dad and I would have stayed married, sharing the responsibility, child rearing, but not childbearing. I gotta pee like a racehorse. I'm gonna go play Hearthstone. I don't even know where my iPad is right now. What the heck is my iPad? It's probably in the bed. I almost dropped my computer. I'm gonna go play Hearthstone in the bathroom and get in the shower. It's like this color is so camo. It's like it like blends with everything. Oh, oh yeah. I told you I was gonna read, so I read, and obviously I didn't meditate that well because I was playing with my phone. I read, and I was gonna read like a page or two. I read like 3 or 4. They're doing a reality TV show, and the main character is a Nubian princess, and there's all black men in this mansion and one white dude, the token white dude, and he's stealing the camera, and they're mad, but they want a token white dude or like or Asian dude or whatever. And the other guy's bailed, so he was last minute, and they're mad because he's stealing the show, and the woman is like saying this raggedy guy, but he's being like true to her and different. He stands out and he's gentle, and so that's production, camera, director, that kind of drama that they're dealing with, and the people being fake when the camera's on and being themselves, which is not that nice. Some of them are nice when the camera's on. And I remember this is kind of like a good public service thing. I'm so confused about what I'm supposed to do. Um, anyways, then I meditated and I pretty much, I don't know why, I was looking at a Wednesday Addams clip, like montage, and they had her sleep like that. I used to sleep, I had the bars on my bed, the wooden, like, twin bed head frame or whatever it's called, and I used to sleep with my arms up. I felt like a witch. But I was like actually into that kind of stuff. But I felt like I was like a freaking vampire hanging upside down. My arms had to be holding on to something, and then I would like freakily sleep with my head covered with a blanket. I usually do. I actually didn't do that for a while because it was in the wash for the past few days, and I had finally slept with that last night. But it's not that cold either right now. It's weird that I don't. Maybe I have more hair and I don't need as much cover on my head. And then it's not just the hair growing long. My hair doesn't grow. I never cut it. It just breaks off. But it's also this stuff fills in towards the scalp. My hair is really bad, guys. You can tell that from my videos. My hair, it's like I'm sitting here trying to live, trying to be professional, trying to date and find love. And my body, like I can barely walk sometimes. I'm angry, I'm lonely, I don't have support, I don't have love from family, I don't have unconditional love from family, I don't have unconditional love from community. My hair is like a broken up mop that you ran through the freaking lawnmower, and it's like that continues in my whole life. And anyways, I had this vision afterwards when I was meditating, and I was like, I might fall asleep. I have a timer on, and I was like black hippie. And I was like thinking of that doula as like kind of hippie doula. And it's more like most of the people that I met that were in a strong part of the group were Nation of Islam, Muslim, um, American Muslims that were raised in Christian homes. Um, that was a tradition for my family too. I don't know, said that they were like Catholic. Anyways, my cousin used to go to Catholic church for a while. I considered it. I don't want to take mass or do mass every day, and I don't want to take communion that's wine or a juice for that matter. I'll take a grape. Um, I imagine that I was this hippie and that I had these long eyelashes and red lipstick, and I was doing these community events and attending these. It was like it was black and white almost. I was attending these big events and talks, and I was a guest. I would be a guest speaker, or I'd be the organist. I don't know who I was, but I was kind of a big wig, and I had what were the clothing? I had khaki capris, cotton, and I don't know what kind of shirt, I can't remember. Oh, I had like the tank top that I got up the other day, the one that I didn't shrink. I kind of wanted to vision myself in the one that I accidentally shrunk. And I had my Doc Marten sandals on, but they fit well. My feet didn't slide around and make me feel like I would have break my leg walking around, sweaty feet sliding around in shoes. I had thick hair like my friend Anita, who was Filipino and black, and so my braids were thick and long on the sides. And I was getting ready to go speak, and the sun bothers my eyes in real life. I was getting on stage, like so it was kind of like black and white, hippie, peace, love, happiness festival with all these people wearing cut off jean shorts, carrying their little Labrador retriever slash pit bulls, and on ropes. And I went up on the stage, And because I wanted to make eye contact, I was talking about Tina Turner and welcome to another edition of Thunderdome. The other day, I love those big earrings and that cute little, that little, what is the word, spunky little outfit she has on, and her look. I just love that character. I was like, she's a bad guy. I love her character. And it's like I'm the opposite of her in this vision. This has happened during meditation. I was the opposite of her where I was a good guy and so I wanted to look at people's eyes and like give activism about love and everyone loving the nature, loving the earth, loving the universe, loving each other, loving all beings, tree hugger, whatever. But I wore a big straw hat and actually fit because I have a big head with these big braids and this straw hat, and my skin was a tiny bit lighter and like a little bit more like my daughter's, and you could see my freckles more. I kind of look like a little bit like a farmer. It's almost like I could see myself having overalls on, and I gotta figure out what to do. That's the vision, and I was speaking on a microphone, and it was my life. I don't know what to say. My next credit card bill is gonna be over $2,000, and I'm like, I don't even make that much a month for my regular job that pays the rent, let alone my clinic. So I gotta bust my balls and figure something out. I'm gonna go in the shower and I'm gonna upload this video. But I did mention being in the class and being scolded, and I know it's my fault for being late. I even like say, "Oh, I have 40 minutes to get there, and it only takes 20," and then I got there 4 minutes late, and they were meditating, and I got scolded, and somebody came right after she said that. Another two people came in late. She didn't say anything to them, so I said, "You know what? F you, F this class. It's too crowded anyway. They only leave space to the front. They should leave the space to the back for latecomers." And I thought to myself, you know what? It's not about feeling like you're getting kicked out. Is it working for you to freaking try to get up when you work all night? Is it like, yeah, you go out and take your kid out to work at 8 in the morning, you hate it, but you're not even dressed, you don't have a bra on, you're not showered, you're not in the ability to be next to somebody with your pizza smell and your sweat. Oh, this shirt smells good. I put it on the dryer sheet in. But it's like, you don't have to torture yourself if you're late for something all the time because you're struggling to get up and around when you're supposed to be at work at between 5 and 6 usually, then go do something at 3, 2 or 3 yoga class. There's a couple I know of. Like I tell myself, like you had that class and you thought it was good for you, but the energy of the teacher is starting to shift, and I'm starting to get this narcissistic vibe, and that's a red flag for me. And I was like, this is the last time I come here. Maybe I'll come on a holiday, but I was like, oh, she might call me and be like, where are you at? But even my other friend from that class, she was always late and struggling. And she also, I haven't seen her in like 6 weeks. So she might have found another thing that works. And maybe I'll go to the other class. She might be at one of the other classes. But I have to remember that you were, they called you on your crap. You were disruptive. You were late. You're late every week. And it's annoying because then everybody had, like, I hate being late. I hate having to live that far away. But it's like, also being reminded that when I drive, that I get all sore. And driving over there is 21st. I used to drive to 33rd where Dr. Sarah's office is, and that drive would make it so I had to sleep all the time, and I couldn't do anything because my body is still injured from that car accident, and so that's where I am with that. I gotta go call my daughter. Second video will come up.